Alrighty, guys. Welcome to the next installment of the Building Savages podcast.
Yeah, you.
We are consistent with this shit, guys, and as you can see, both of us have microphones today.
Yeah, this is the brand new. Is it this close or this close? Can you hear me now? Do I get closer or do I get further? I don't know how this shit works because this is just technology is just different now. This is
well,
like
as
leveling up.
we'll definitely be looking to see what you guys say. Hey, stay closer to the mic, stay further
Get
to the
closer or
mic.
further away. Like, bro, I could smell your breath through the mic or some dumb shit. Like, my bad. We're learning.
Yeah, man. As you can see, my background's a little different today. We changed up our recording schedule.
Yeah.
So I am at my home, Weapons 9 out in Denellen. Shout
And
out
I
to
am at
them.
my home, and I am the reason why we had to change it because I have a fantasy football trip I need to deal with. It is childish, but I enjoy it, and I'm gonna be talking fantasy football shit to the day I fucking die.
Now, is this a money league?
It is a money league,
All
so
right,
it's
at least you're traveling for a money league.
exactly. Yeah, if I was just traveling for shits and gigs, man, I'm staying home. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah,
say that's a little loserish,
yeah.
but I'll take
But
this one.
yeah, if I should buy a another bag and like bring a suit and like be professional when I start drafting on my computer, like into fucking Tampa, drunk as shit. But yeah, I've been
Do you
drunk.
guys have like trophies and shit like that? Did you ever watch
So
that show? Like I
the
forgot the
league,
name of it.
oh the
Yeah, the
league,
league.
oh yeah, I fuck it. I keep talking to the commissioner about it. Like, there's like what I want to do is we should name it, and then we always do have a punishment. So we always come up with a punishment like spot on, like all together. This year's punishment, I came up with it, and I almost lost fantasy football last year. Like, that was terrible last year, terrible. Um, but I almost lost, and I came up with running a 5K and drinking a beer every quarter or every half. So
Oh
six
shit.
beers. So Thursday I will be running with the guy who lost last year, just to keep him paced, but also give him beers. Um, but yeah, it's gonna fucking blow.
Oh,
So
that's
I was like
hilarious.
this fucking close, a game away from having to do that this year.
So I'm actually doing my first fantasy football league in years this year.
Nice.
I've been away from this shit probably like I want to say like 6 or 7 years, dude. So this is
Yeah.
like brand new spaking, getting back into it. So we'll see how this goes. Probably a
Yeah.
shit show, but you
Probably,
gotta
yeah. And last year,
like
so
a
last
good.
year was actually my first time back in like 6 or 7 years too. That's why I was so shit. Cause like I also
Mm,
didn't know I was gonna play, like, cause like it was a Costa Rica bachelor party trip, right? And and they were like, we're gonna do the draft at the same time. Like, you might be the next guy just because we might fire one of the guys from our league. I was like, all right, cool, like whatever, that's not a big deal. And then coming on the plane and already like 3, 4 drinks in, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you're gonna be playing. The fuck? I have not prepared. I have not got my magazine. I have not drafted. I'm like freaking out. Horrible year. Horrible year. I traded
they set
everybody.
you up. They set
They
you
set me up to fail. Yeah. So this year I'm coming prepared. I've been drafting since May, bro. Like, I'm not
up.
I am not losing. I'm way
That's
too
a true
competitive.
EP fashion, I know.
Yeah. I am over prepared, bro. I've been drafting since May. I know exactly my picks. I know how to play the game, so I'm ready. But
Yeah,
yeah,
this will be me this
it's
year.
a bit. It is a business trip, motherfuckers. It is a business trip. Um,
And as you know, if you heard here, you got to invest in yourself. So,
exactly, exactly. But yeah, so that's why we had to change our schedule. But yeah. Also we mixed the like, subscribe, and all that shit. Click the button on the
click
top.
the notification, get that little ding, so you know when we have some new content dropping.
Yeah, we appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Again, this is all new and stuff like that. So helping us grow, just helps us elevate our platform and help us communicate with you guys a little bit better and hopefully teach you something every single time.
Absolutely, just something as small as sharing to a friend and put it on your social media story or just telling somebody about it. Whatever gesture that looks like for you, we definitely appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So today's topic is drum roll. Nothing.
Oh, fucking topic.
we, we have no topic. We are going to just go into the mind of the coaches and we're just going to shoot the shit with each other. We're going to get some updates on what each one of us are doing. I think that'll be fun to do just to mix it up a little bit.
Mm.
I'll actually start with me a little bit.
Yeah, go.
So I don't remember what episode it was, but we talked about um like repeatability and like building conditioning and stuff of that nature, and how I wanted to work on improving my aerobic system and
Yeah.
um not rely so much on my strength for everything. And I've been fucking doing it, so I'm pretty happy with myself.
There you go.
I caught myself. I'm catching myself with about. I was starting to do like one run a week.
Okay.
Um, Actually, it started off with sprints first. So I was actually getting into sprints, and then we were talking about how like I kept straining my hamstring and my calves when I was sprinting, but
Mhm.
not because I was treating it like a gradual thing to where I can build up the capacity to do a full out sprint. I
Yeah.
was just I was just going all out on the first week. So now I have a approach to where I'm almost treating like my sprints like how lifters do percentages.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm gonna go 70%. I'm gonna go 85% of my max effort intensity in terms of lifting. Let's say if you lift 100 pounds and you do 70% of 100 pounds, and you'll be lifting 70 pounds for the day.
Exactly.
So that's kind of how I'm treating my sprinting, where it's like I'm not gonna go all out, but I'm going to push what my body feels like is this effort.
Yeah.
And that shit's been working, dude. So I've been
Um,
doing that like once a week. And now that's graduated into me mixing in longer endurance runs. So I'm still
cool.
trying to do like the sprint workout once a week. So I'll
Mm.
do like some agility drills to start. Now I'm actually like running a mile to start, then do a little agility drills, then do sprint, just because I know like the mile part for me is
The
the thing that I
worst.
want to, yeah. So
And
it's
also
like
like the thing you want to eat that live frog, and eating the live frog is doing you
exactly, like
miles.
I just want to start it and get it out the way, because I know that's the thing that I'm gonna dread more towards the end.
Yeah,
So
for
even
sure.
though it might not make the most sense ideally to do it, in my situation, it makes the most sense for me to do.
Yeah.
And that's
I
a
think
part
that
of creating an exercise structure.
yeah, I think that's awesome, man. I think it's only I mean, it's only gonna benefit you in the weight room, like we talked about before. Like being able to have that work capacity and being able to have the conditioning to do stuff is only gonna make you recover faster. So I think it's very important. I think people like I forget how important sprinting is.
Yeah,
Like and
man.
how like anaerobic it is, but also how like I mean, it's one of those things where you should be able to give max effort all the time.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
I
And
agree.
actually be able to kind of do as you get older. Like I want to be like 60 and be able to sprint. You know what I mean? Like and not like bust a hip and have to get a new knee and shit like that. So that's like the goal.
That's
But
on the list for me. I have three things that's on that list: sprinting, jumping, and crawling is things that I
yeah,
want to be able to do at that age.
the most simple thing. And I mean like we're gonna crawl when we get old anyway. We're gonna be old as shit in diapers and somebody's gonna be wiping my ass. But hopefully like I can sprint away from them and make them and make it funny enough. I got shit in my ass. Go chase my ass, and then I'm running faster than the 30-year-old like about to like wipe give me a sponge bath for some shit. I don't know, but yeah, I think that's super important. I'm proud of you, bro, because like running is
Yeah,
not
man.
like for us like running is not fun. And I don't know about you, bro. I don't like running. I like sprinting, just because like it's over in like 10 seconds.
Yes.
Me. But like I hate running, and I think it's good that you're getting that in there, and it's only gonna help, especially with the kettlebell flows and shit like that too. Like I
Hell
feel
yeah,
like there's
dude. Them
is
shits
there
are
a transfer?
exhausting.
Yeah, is there a transfer? Like you feel
It's
that
the
already?
transfer to every. It's yeah, I do
Yeah.
feel it,
Okay.
and also because I do boxing in here too as well.
Yeah.
So, um, just having that aerobic base, and just like I've been feeling lighter on my feet too, which is
Nice.
good. Naturally, because I'm running on my toes a lot more, so it's like getting myself back in that space of feeling athletic again.
Nice.
And I felt like when I left powerlifting, I was moving in that direction, but there was still some things I was definitely lacking. Like I ended up turning like my heavy barbell work into like heavy kettlebell work, and all I did
Yeah.
was change the tool with the same mindset.
Yeah.
But now
Exactly.
it's like getting back into feeling like an athlete again, and
Yeah.
moving and bouncing, like catching myself lighter on my toes, bouncing around, and
Nice.
my energy's been feeling heavier. My energy's been feeling higher, been waking up earlier, like just little things that I'm trying to do in my daily habits to just give me like a better off sense of like overall wellness. So I'm
Yeah.
still kind of sticking to a heavy strength day 1 to 2 times a week max.
Mhm.
I think that'll eventually change, but in the space that I'm at now, I think it exists well because it's giving me time and room to. I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna do a run. Like on Sunday, I was at this nice ass park with all these trails, and I just like went for like an hour. Run. I stopped whenever I felt like it. Run. Stopped whenever I felt like it, and I just allowed myself to be in a zone.
Yeah.
And I did that for an hour. It was like a nice lazy Sunday. The weather was fucking beautiful.
Mhm.
And then like 2 hours later, went outside for 30 minutes and just started doing some kettlebell work. And
Beautiful.
so I was just like, yeah, I like where I'm headed with my fitness in this space right now. And boxing, like I didn't feel myself getting as tired as I normally do. I was able to pace myself a little bit differently. Some of the
Yeah.
kettlebell work, like even when you're like running and stuff like that, like you bring awareness to your breathing too.
Yes.
And I
Hmm.
think there's a lot of especially with lifting and like creating a lot of tension, even though we know we should breathe, sometimes people literally just forget to breathe because they're just worried about how much contraction that they can do.
Yeah. Especially
So
at
I
maximal
know,
effort. Yeah.
oh yeah, hell yeah.
Especially at maximal effort. Yeah. Um, yeah, it is interesting. And once you kind of like understand that like training like an athlete like gives you better performance and helps like throughout like everything. And I think like as we age, like people think like we have to train a little bit differently as we age. And I think like training more specifically like an athlete can help us, I mean, benefit us like greatly. I mean, like the endurance aspect of your cardiovascular system, the getting stronger, getting more powerful, but also like just the mindset of like being able to perform like at any time, like being able
Yeah.
to, like you said, like do the boxing and not get as tired. Or I mean, walking in the hike and like doing that shit for an hour and not getting like fatigued and shit like that. And that's super important. Like I really wish, like to be honest, I really wish I was able to do that because like right now it's 107 degrees outside. And if I don't
Yeah.
get like in Texas, like I live in Texas, by the way, guys, like it's 107 degrees outside. And like if you don't get outside like before 9 o'clock, like I can't walk the dog like before like anything past like 10. Cause like it's like 110, like it's crazy. So I wish I can be able to be like, oh, I'm just gonna take a hike today. I have to plan that shit ahead. I have to like clear my schedule like in the morning just so I'm able to.
Yeah.
I wish,
And
but
another thing also too with doing more of the aerobic work, because when I first started doing sprints, like my hips were super sore, like my
mm,
calves, my feet starting to go down.
yeah, that's awesome.
Definitely starting to go down. I've been doing a lot more tibia work. We actually have one of those plate loaded tibia machines in the gym.
Oh no shit, nice. Yeah,
Yeah, we
that
got that
work.
from the knees over toes guy. Well, somebody brought it in, so I got it for free, and I was like, okay,
Okay.
I'll take it.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna take
Nice
that
little
shit
gift
easy every
there.
time. Yeah, every time. Yeah,
So I've
people,
been
people.
loading that up a couple times a week and just
Nice.
doing a lot of reps on that and building up the tibia for all the work that I've been doing.
Nice, beautiful, man. That's fucking awesome. I mean, everything's going in the right direction training wise, and I think like it's starting to, like with the conditioning, everything's starting to click, like a lot better for you. And hopefully, like the high
Yeah,
rocks, like next time if you do the high rocks, like you'll beat your fucking time, like something crazy.
that's the
Yeah,
goal because I felt strong in what I did.
yeah,
So clearly, I want to keep the strength that I have there, but I want to be able to move faster during the events and
yeah,
after each event as well. So that's the part that I'm really looking at, and also just being able to just increase my running speed a little bit. Like I
yeah,
think that'll be nice for me. It also helps. I have another Spartan coming up in October, so I'm kind of
yeah.
getting myself ready for that.
Hmm.
Same spot, but now we're doing the 10K instead of the 5K as a group. So that
So
should
yeah,
be
it's
fun
like
for me.
16 miles. I did that one. I told you my story, right?
Your
About
story was
doing.
a horror story.
Oh, bro, my story. I don't think I said that in this. Did I say that
um,
mention my
I
story?
I don't I don't remember
Mhm.
actually.
Yeah. So I did. I might as well. Fuck it. We're just bullshitting anyway. Just in case you guys didn't get it. So my first experience of a Spartan race was thinking it was a 5, but ended up doing a 10. So like I went to the same place, like from Jersey, like went to what is it, like Action Park or whatever the fuck they call it now. And did it, and we're running all of through, like it was me and my boy, and he was telling me it's like, oh, it's only like 10 miles, whatever, blah blah blah. Like, all right, cool, 10 miles. And like I'm running around, like again, like I didn't know nothing about it, doing all the obstacles, coming back, and like all of a sudden, like you see civilization. Like you see civilization, you climb up the rope, you ding the rope, and you're like, boom, okay. Oh, I'm like, fuck, I'm finally done. And all of a sudden, like you make a little turn, and like you see the steepest fucking mountain I have ever seen in my fucking life. And like you have to crawl under the fucking barbed wires and mud. It was another fucking 4 miles. Like mentally, like I was just done once I hit that bell. And like just another 4 miles, like I was wrecked. And
Yeah.
I hated life. Like going back home, like I was so mad at that motherfucker. Like you told me it was gonna be this. She's like, oh no, no, no. Like I'm like, my bad. Like, no, 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 my
My
no, no, my
bad.
bad. Like I did that shit, and like on top of that, like he was behind me, so like I had to wait for him. And I'm just like fucking steaming after that finish line. Like, give me that fucking medal. I don't want no fucking picture. Like I sat down, so mad, muddy, but it is a great experience. I'm not gonna lie, but like just the mental fatigue that I had, like after the fact that I had to do like 4 more miles, like just killed my fucking soul, my
Do you
soul.
prefer High Rocks over Spartan?
I do prefer High Rocks over Spartan just for the fact that like you're not getting super muddy and it's not an all day event. So
Yeah,
like the High
I
Rocks,
agree
like
with you too.
yeah, the High Rocks you're just in and out in maybe like 2 hours, maybe like let's say like 4 hours max, like an hour to get there, an hour to like to warm up ish, like within that hour. And you're doing the High Rocks within 2 hours, and then you're probably like staying in that hour because you're just dead and you just don't want to walk anywhere just yet. So like 4 hours max, like you're not muddy, you're just tired, you're fatigued. Like I think it's a great event. It's well run for the most part too.
Very well run.
Spartans sometimes can be like a little bit of a clusterfuck because like it's so spacious that you don't know exactly where to go sometimes, and like you're just all over the place. And if you're with a big group, you have to find your big group. So it's a little bit harder, but I do enjoy how High Rocks is run, and I do enjoy like the specific words are
Specificity.
hard. Thank you. Words are hard. Of it, like you know exactly what you're getting into, so you can train for it. Like with Spartans, you're not really training for it. Like you can, like there's ways to do it. There's people that train specifically to that stuff. But like again, you never really know. Like where the fuck am I gonna find like a fucking spear and like a fucking a hair a thing of hay and stuff like that and
Yeah.
throw it somewhere
Yeah,
in
seriously.
Dallas. You get me? Like in the fucking city. Like I'm not gonna find that shit. So I do like the mental thing of like, all right, I can trade for this. I gotta run X amount. I have to be able to do X, Y, and Z in a certain time limit. So I think I do like the way High Rocks is run a lot better.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with you. I'm excited for my next High Rocks for sure.
Yeah. I have mine in November. But um so let's talk about like my kick. So like trading has been super consistent. So I don't have anything like crazy. Like I've been running a little bit more now that I have the High Rocks coming up. I still been training jujitsu because I want to do another competition. Train twice a week, at least in strength, and then I'll try to run at least like 5 to like 8 miles a week.
Oh,
And I
nice.
kind of break it up. And then I've been adding in ruck walks with the dog. You know what I mean? Just to like make it a little bit difficult for me to walk at least 2 miles because that's all this motherfucker is gonna walk. And just adding that in, just to be a little bit different, and make it a little bit more challenging. But for right now, like it's more for me, it's more of a mental kick than it is like a physical kick because my like the way I train is just like so ingrained in me that it doesn't bother me right now, and I think it's
Yeah.
going very well. For me, it's more the fact of my lack of discipline and my lack of being really habitual with the stuff that I want to do. So like we talked
Mm,
about this the other day of how disciplined you've been, like wake up at a certain time, have a certain like theme of the day, get everything done and be productive in those certain amount of times. For me, like I've always had trouble like being addicted to certain things. So like I'm very addicted to the TV and very addicted to Instagram. Like I'm not gonna lie, like this shit like kills me. Like it wastes hours just like watching episodes of shows that I've already watched, and like I can't get away from the TV. I'll even do work with the TV on, and
mm,
it slows up like the amount of stuff I can do. Um, Especially like I mean I live in a studio. I don't fucking have a big ass place, so like everything's available for me. Like the TV's right behind me. Yeah, I mean my
yeah,
bed's
yeah, yeah.
over there, so like everything's super small. So um being very specific and being intentional and being working on being distracted less is very important. So like, I mean, I am leaving this week. Um, so it's very hard to start something, but I did write down a plan of stuff that I want to do, like wake up exactly at 4 a.m., journal, have a to-do list, and then read at least like 10 pages before I have to do anything. Like that's priority number one. Number two is like having specific tasks for the day or having specific themes. Like this is my in-person training day. Like this is the only thing I focus on. I focus on making sure that all my clients are done are well, like in person. Try to grab PTs here and there and stuff like that. And then the next day is online only. The next day is a brainstorm day. The next day is maybe a recovery day because of like the amount that I'm training. Like I don't want to have anything there, but that's maybe like an errand day where I just do random shit.
Yeah.
So being more intentional with my days, and trying to amp up my productivity. Because to be 100% honest, like my finances have been dog shit, and I am like not like in the hole. Like I'm 100% fine, but I have not been doing very well with my budget, and I want to get a lot better at that. So I've been on a financial like literacy kick lately. I've
Hmm.
been listening to a lot of DOA. I forget his name, but like he does a whole bunch of stuff with like Alex Harmozy, and
Okay.
like he does interviews with like these high performing people, and it's just like it's fucking beautiful. But it's like the kick of like how to communicate my message a little bit better, how to deal with finances, what to invest in, what not to invest in, how to invest myself, how to structure my business a little bit better. Like those are the things that I'm really into right now. Because once I come back from this vacation, like I am like 6 months locked down of like getting a goal and like working at nothing but that goal. Like if my goal is to have a hundred people on Simply Savage, like I want to figure out the offers that I want to make, figure out the tools I need to make, figure out the people I need to communicate with, and go all in. Because I feel like for the past couple of years I've been sort of in, and like I feel like everybody's kind of at that thing where like they're sort of in, they're not really in. Like I
Mm,
want to be so in that like it's the only thing that like I want to be obsessed. Like I want it to
yeah.
consume me. Just because like it's not the fact that like I need or want the money. Like I think what I want is I want to be able to invest in the things that I want to invest in. And right now I'm
Exactly.
at a stage where I can't do that because my funds aren't matching the level of where I want to be. So how can I do that? And I've been reading, where's my fucking book? This book right here, bro. This book right here, bro. This book right here, bro.
Okay.
Like this book right here, like it's changing. Like I'm only like halfway through. It's changing the way I kind of like conceptualize running a business and how to actually communicate with certain how to communicate offers and how to, I mean, help people. Like I feel like that's also the thing. Like I'm not trying to grab money or whatever like that, but like it is a business. So there is a certain span of like you need to pay me for my services and I need to give like help you. But at the same time, there's a thing of like I want to be able to be financially safe enough to be able to help you to the best of my ability. And how can I do that? So those are the things that I've been on a kick on is financial literacy, making sure like the business is good, how to communicate a little bit better with my Instagram, how to communicate a little bit better with with people, how to ask for help, stuff like that. That's what I've really
You know,
been at.
as business owners, especially ones that are passionate like us, I think especially when we first start off, we always say like, oh, it's not about the money, it's not about the money.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, like it's okay to want your business to financially thrive
Yeah,
because it is a business at the
it
end of
is
the
a
day.
business.
Even if it is a business that you're passionate about,
Yeah,
it's not just a passion. It's not just a passion project where you're just doing something out of a hobby.
yeah,
Like this is the thing that you're utilizing to literally create the life that you want for yourself. So I
exactly.
think even just changing the mindset in the beginning of just like I want my business to make money. Like just telling ourselves that like I want my business to make money and I want to create whatever that looks like for us to start to thrive financially.
Yeah.
And once I started viewing my business like that, it's like this is my business. I need this thing to make money.
Hmm.
Period. Of course I love what I do, but there has to be some structure and there has to be boundaries that I create and a system that I create that this thing can expand. Because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, like for us to go where we need to go, money is that resource for us to allow, a better service or a better product that we're gonna give, whatever the case is, like where you start to attract a different brain, because you can't undervalue yourself forever either,
Mm-mm.
because you'll also start to get people who will undervalue you.
Yep. That's
You know,
it's the hard part is as entrepreneurs and people who want to help, like you feel bad about asking for money. And I think like the thing, like you just like it's part of the nature. It's like I'm a good guy. Like here's the thing for free. Like here's a percent. Like you can't do that like
yeah,
forever. You know what I mean? Like you're devaluing what you bring to the table. And sometimes I forget that. Even like I've been in the business like 10, like 8 years or something like that. I forget that because I just want to be a nice guy and I want to help. But at a certain time, like if my business doesn't grow and I need to get another job just to stay afloat, then how much time can I commit to the thing that I want to do?
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like if this is a passion, like I want to make sure that this is the only thing consuming my time.
Yeah,
And if it's not, you know what I mean, then and my time, like everything, like my time's all over the place and like my schedule's all over the place, my mind's all over the place. I cannot focus. How the fuck you expect me to focus on the thing that I want to make important or I want to grow? So there has to be a line drawn in the sand. And I
for
think it's
sure.
the time like I need to grow up personally and be like, all right, look, like this business has to run. Like I need to figure out a way to make this financially significant enough that I can start sacrificing or leaving other things to the wayside so I can go ahead and start putting 100% effort into this. Because right now it's like at fucking 30%, to be 100% honest.
Hmm.
How can I go ahead and make it 50 by the end of the year and make it 70 by a quarter
For
of next
sure.
year? You know what I mean? And I think this is a big thing that I keep hearing all these entrepreneurs say, like on all these different podcasts. What is something crazy enough, like a goal crazy enough, like that you want, and how can you achieve it in a year? And
Hmm.
they keep saying this. It's just like, all right, like I want to get 100 people onto Simply Savage in a year. Okay, work backwards. How can you do it in 6 months?
Mm.
How can you do it in 4 months? I mean, so like then it kind of drives you and it builds a sense of urgency into you of like, oh shit, like I created a plan of getting 100 people by January. All right, what's the next step? 200 people by fucking May. Cool. You already have the structure in play of how you did that. All you got to do is capitalize on it and build it and make it better. And how do you do that? By working backwards. So it's something that I've always slacked at because like I just always see forward. Like
Yeah.
consistency. Like you get me like I know I have to work X amount hard in the weight room to physically be X, Y, and Z.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like I don't need to see anything else. I know it's a straight line because I've been consistent enough. But like with business is 100% different because I don't know what it looks like. So I have to start looking at the vision ahead and start planning backwards of like how to achieve that. What steps do I need to take? What structure do I need to have? What happens if it fails? How can I adapt? And running a business is a fucking monster in itself. But like if it's passionate about it, like it should consume like your it should consume your fucking mind all the time instead of like I talk about the distractions of the TV, the Instagram and all that shit. So yeah, that's the kick I'm on. And I think it's something that is going to change, especially now that, I mean, we're talking like weekly. And this right here is like motivating me to want to do more. And I know it's doing the same thing for you because
Hell
like
yeah, dude.
from like we used to do it week to week. Jesus Christ, my bad. Okay. We used to do it week to week. And like we just used to be like, oh, we're just gonna be on it. Now that we have the YouTube up and now that we'll
Yeah.
go to Instagram, like we're communicating almost daily about like how can we grow this thing, what do we need to do, and what jobs we need to have. So like this is something that we're passionate about. And the only way to grow it is if we actually grow ourselves.
Hmm.
So that's value in itself. And I will do whatever it takes to make this grow because right now I know that this is the thing that's helping me grow at the same time. I'm cool with
Yeah.
that.
And this is literally your project to yourself. So it's like
Exactly.
it's literally like us raising a child.
Basically.
That's
Yeah.
literally what this is. This is
Yeah.
your
Without making
project.
it weird.
So
Yeah. It's basically. No, but you're 100% right. It's like we can't do that. We can't do this without each other, like coming up with ideas. Like I mean, we had an idea of what we wanted to talk about today, and we were like, you know what? We only have like 40 minutes. Let's just fucking talk and see if we are able to do this like realistically. Yeah, I mean, because like having a podcast is hard and communicating is hard. Like Joe Rogan has like 1,000 podcasts, and I mean, he's barely talking now, and like he'll riff and stuff like that, but it's hard to
He
do this
created the
constantly
system,
and just
and that
create a
just
system.
comes from
Exactly.
trial. There was something that you said earlier about like with running a business, and I'm like, running a business is one of those things where you need trial and error and you need time with it to figure it out, but
Mm.
it's scary because you're talking about money.
Yeah, it is.
you know
Mm-hmm.
so like something like fitness, we was able to go trial and error, but there wasn't really anything at stake outside of us just having the time to learn it.
Exactly.
So with business is like you're learning a lot of shit in real time, but like it's a business, so like the stakes are higher at the end of the day,
Exactly.
especially if you're if and that's why some people don't like to go 100% in it, because it's a weird slope. And I had this conversation with someone recently, well, not recently, like a couple months ago, but she ended up just going into her business venture 100%. But I was telling her, I was like, it's a slippery slope, because on one end, going 100% in this means you're leaving and sacrificing something else behind.
Yeah.
So you don't have as much of a safety net there. Depending on your situation, you might have a little bit of a safety net, but it's still not that much of a safety net to where it's just you kind of have to see what this play is going to do for you.
Yeah.
The other end of it is you can have a safety net. However, you having a safety net is only going to prolong how much attention you can give to your business to
Yeah.
you, for you to fully know what potential that you can actually take it to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you can play safety net all day long, but it's like you're just you're not using your business to its max capacity at this point.
Yeah. It's like if you go 100%, like it's like you have to.
You
Like
have to.
you have to give it all. You know what I mean? Like some people like open up a business and like, oh, like cool, I'm a business owner. Like, no, like if you want to own a business, you have to put 100% into it, and there's no really off days. Like
Yeah,
that's the thing that people forget is like I'm always thinking about it. You know what I mean? Even if I have like an off day.
for
You know,
sure.
how can I get this better? How can I help more people or whatever like that? Like if you go 100%, you have to. And like if you prolong, I feel like it's a have to want to kind of thing. Like you
Yeah.
prolong and like you have a safe net, you kind of want to give 100%, but you don't need to. I mean, like I want to, but like I mean, I also want to go X, Y, and Z or do whatever. I want to go out and drink tonight, and then I can cancel class tomorrow and whatever like that. Nah,
Yeah. But
they ain't like that.
to really run a successful business, you have to want it like you want to like you want to live. It's
Yeah.
literally that simple. Like it has to be something that you feel like you need. Like for me, all my chips is in building beast. So every
Mhm.
day that I wake up, is every decision that I make is in structure to what this business is. So I don't have to, I'm not worrying about this job situation over there, or oh, my schedule over here is conflicting with this, blah blah blah. The schedule is building beast. So
Yeah.
anything that is being done fits inside the building beast umbrella.
Hmm.
And that allows me to just fully dedicate all of my energy into this. So like I don't want to multitask with my building beast brand. I
Yeah.
want this to be the task. My point A, my plan A is to my plan B is to make sure plan A works, and my plan C is to make sure plan B and A works.
Yeah.
So it's like that's just kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah. I think you can kind of take it into two things. You can either think that's terrifying or think that's super fucking empowering and
It's
try.
both though at the end of the
It's
day.
it's both. Like I'm saying it is both, but I think
Yeah.
like people take it only as one. Like it's I think it's a gray area too. Yeah, I mean like I feel like it's super empowering to have something that you own and want to make it better. You know what I mean, want to let it consume you and want to do more. I mean, but it's also super terrifying. But I think people like don't want to start because they're so terrified of actually starting. You know what I'm saying? That's my
Yeah.
process.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I just try to tell people too is just like with anything that you give your all into, you have the risk of the shit not going the way that you plan.
Yeah.
But if we walk into every situation in life afraid of what the result is going to be, you're just going to walk around timid with everything that you do. Like you have to allow yourself to live and experience at the end of the day.
Mhm. Yeah.
So it's just a matter of you just figuring out what are you into that you want to live and experience? What's important to you? What's something that really interests you? And it's this weird space of like you kind of have to listen to what people have to say, but you have to be stubborn at the same time too, because
Yeah.
all information is not good information. Because you
Mm.
have to also listen to like where the information is coming from. You might be
Yeah.
speaking to someone who's conservative Carly, you know.
Sure.
Now, if you're speaking to Risky Ricky, then you're
Yeah.
you're then it's a different conversation because people's mindsets are different at the end of the day. So there are
Yeah.
a lot of my conversations when it first started was people that never experienced going into business.
Mm.
So naturally, what someone might have to say about it of the is not of the understanding and of the no.
Yeah.
So it's like I can listen to that and let that influence me, or I can just allow myself to understand what I'm trying to do with my own self and understand my own vision with this thing and just consider what's being said there, but understand like that's coming from a person of safety.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about business, there's no such thing as safety.
Mm.
Like when COVID hit, shit, dude, like just imagine like how a lot of us felt in that moment. You
Yeah.
know, like we're trying to figure out things in real time. And
Mm.
even today, like I give myself a pat on the back, like you survived through that shit somehow, some way,
Mm.
you know, and you continue to allow your brand to build through that. So it's like there's just certain things that you start to go through, and it's like at the end of the day, it's like this machine can't fail because this greater good is bigger than me with what I'm
Mm.
doing. You know, like I just the way that I'm passionate about this thing, the way that I put focus in this thing, the way that I structure my life to fit this thing, it's like I'll tell myself like I can't lose. It's impossible for me to lose. Like the only way I lose if I die. That's it.
Yeah.
And if I'm not dead, then this fucking machine is gonna roll somehow, some way. I'm like, you put me anywhere on God's green earth, this business is gonna find a way to brand itself, to build itself. I feel like within the situations I've been, especially in the past 3 years, I found my way through it. I moved from this situation to this situation to this situation, and just like I adjusted my business as I transitioned
Yeah.
in real time. You know, and it's like that's not the easiest thing to do. This is the most stable I've been in the past 2 years. But actually speaking of it today, like today officially starts, I revamped my online coaching service and I upped the price on it literally today.
Nice.
So I prepared all of my clientele for this for 3 months now,
Mm.
you know, and I was like, all right, August 1st, we're doing this. There's gonna be a discounted rate for people who wanna jo- who want to start the new revamping of the service now. If you don't, your price stays the same, but when August comes, it's gonna be this price. For the people
Yeah.
who do want to start the service early, I'll give you a 10% discount on what the service will be. But when August comes around, this will be the full price of it, blah, blah, blah. So just like little things that like and I just learned that from like, okay, well, I know what I want my business to turn into,
Yeah.
but I also want to let my people know that I'm trying to take care of them and I'm looking out for them at the end of the day. But it's like, I do want to grow as a business and I want you guys to grow with me.
Mm.
Everybody was proud of me when I fucking said that shit, dude.
Yeah.
And that'd
Yeah.
be the funny part too. Like you're when you really build this community of people who follow you and believe you and trust you because we're they're experts and they're professionals at the end of the day.
Mhm.
So it's like they like to see these things for you. And
Yeah.
take this, right? Even if somebody did leave or someone did leave, it's the filtering system.
Yeah.
Everybody's not
Mhm.
going to stay forever at the end of the day. You
Mm.
know, maybe someone God bless, I didn't lose one person. If
That's
anything,
that's amazing.
the funny part, if anything, since I created this new service of revamping, I've actually been attracting more people as of
Mm.
lately. And it's just something as simple as I'm gonna change the mindset of how I do this thing.
Yeah.
And then everything just kind of started coming aligned today. I just had a consultation call with someone this morning. Um, I have someone else starting tomorrow. It's like new heads are popping in, and I'm like, it's just so funny. Once you put your mind into what you want to do with something, the opportunity starts to find itself because
Yeah.
now you're in the brainwave of finding the opportunity.
Yeah. People start seeing that how much you value what you do. and they want to
Exactly.
be a part of that.
Exactly. Even when I transitioned from working at the gym, I didn't lose many PT clients. I only lost clients that was taking the classes.
Yeah.
But the ones who were actually doing PT with me, they didn't really they didn't really leave.
Hmm.
They stayed with me. It was only a couple people, but that was the ones that I got through PT from the gym,
Okay.
opposed to the people that I've built actual relationships was.
Yeah.
So all the ones that I built, and it was just like, all right, wherever you're going, I'm going. So
I
it was
love
just
that.
one of those things, and I'm like, and that just comes from, once you devote yourself fully into what you're doing, you get to see the opportunity of what you're trying to create.
Hmm.
It's hard having one foot in and one foot out, dude.
Bro.
And I try to tell anybody who's aspiring themselves to grow something, it's just like you gotta put your full ass in it. And you, even if that means for a period of time, and I look at this like with training phases, right? Like
Mhm.
something how I said earlier with only strength training once or twice a week. This is in this phase. That can change. Like this isn't gonna be forever. So maybe in this next phase of me putting my full ass in my business, I'm going to sacrifice and cut off certain things that are a part of my routine for now until I get to a point where I can add these things back in.
Yeah,
So if
for
that
sure.
means that my quality of living is going to downgrade for next year, if that means I can go super hard in this year and attack some shit, gives a fuck.
Hmm.
Because now when I get to the point that I want to, I'm gonna have that and more.
Yeah.
And that only makes sense if you have vision. If you don't have vision, it looks like your life is going backwards. But if
Hmm.
you have vision, you just realize that you're just taking 2 steps back to take 10 steps forward.
Yeah.
And I think that's the space that you're at right now. It's like when I come back 6 months, I'm locked in, and that means I'm going to, let's think of like when we laugh about like when Kendrick's in the studio because his hair looks crazy or whatever like that,
Yeah.
right?
Pretty much. Yeah.
So he's like, everything else right now doesn't matter because what I'm creating in this moment is going to be something that's going to change my life for the rest of my life
Yeah.
and put me in this next stratosphere that I'm trying to get to. And sometimes that's what that calls for. It was a
Mm.
period of time when I first got to Denellen here. I remember because I did a podcast with my friend Erica who owns Healing Glow, the sauna place, and she was like, I noticed you've been very quiet on like social media. And I was like, that was purposely. Like
Yeah.
I was like off of social media heavy for like a good 2-3 months because it was like I knew that there were things in my business that I had to just kind of like structure, and I didn't need to get influence, and I didn't need to see anything social media related. I was like, I just need to be in tune with my business and my people here. I wasn't
Yeah.
even trying to reach new people, no nothing. It was just like I have to figure out what's going here and just like create, and then I'll be ready to show my ass again.
Yeah. I love that. It's like you gotta. I think people forget you gotta be like some kind of crazy to be an
Yeah.
entrepreneur. You have to be some kind of crazy. You have to be obsessed, and you can't like half-ass it. And like, I mean, I'm not half-assing anything. I don't like to half-ass anything.
I know you
Like,
don't.
I think it's just one of those things where the online business is just supplemental, and I want to make it like not supplemental.
Yeah.
The only way to do that is to be fucking obsessed with it. And the only way to do that is to sacrifice. Like, I mean, I'm literally when I come back, I'm texting all my friends. I'm kind of doing the same thing you're doing, like, or you did. It's just like turning shit off. Like, I'm only gonna be out like if you need me. I'm only gonna be out like if you fuck if it's something I need to ask an opinion about, or like it's all go mode like from here on out. Like I'm sick and tired of just waiting by the wayside and just
Yeah.
letting things kind of fall to me instead of actually going to get it. The only way to do that is to fucking go. And then
Yeah.
aside, yeah, you just got to. And yeah, it's different. It's scary. It's entrepreneurship. It's literally
And
all.
honestly, even outside of entrepreneurship, it's really what it takes to be successful, period.
Oh yeah.
Like this is the same
Yep.
thing that applies to anyone just that's in the workforce. It doesn't exclude anybody to just entrepreneurship. If you want to be successful, this is the shit that successful people do.
Yep.
Like you have to get yourself to a point that you can that you're rewarded vacation and you're rewarded time. Like
Mhm.
there's some points where it's just like, no, I gotta go and I don't really have the time to lay back, have fun, do this, blah blah blah. There's phases where it's just like, yo, we gotta get to it.
Yeah.
when when people are in season for sports or whatever like that, or it's, let's say, playoff mode or whatever, it's a different zone that you're in, because every little decision that you make right now is crucial.
Yep.
You know, that guy that might have went out and partied the night before, he's gonna feel a little shittier than a guy who went to sleep and got his meals in and X, Y, and Z, because he's trying to take this thing to the next level when you're not taking it as seriously. Like when you
Nope.
start playing at these extremes, this is when the details really, really, really matter. We're not
Yep.
talking about balance at this point. We're talking about full throttle mode.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's what we have to do, and that shit builds character. And we
Mm.
can say that we believe in ourselves all we want and we trust ourselves all we want, but excuse me, what really starts to show that is the action that we start to take in ourselves.
Yes, sir.
And when you start looking at that, and it's like, okay, no, this motherfucker truly believes in himself, because what he's doing right now is something that a crazy person would do, and this obsession that he has to get to it. And it's like, that's a different brain. You can't coach that type of brain.
Nope. Nope.
And now that goes into like that, the power of influence that we spoke about in a few episodes. So now you start to surround yourself with things that are pushing you in this direction. You obsess yourself with things like that. Look at the
Yeah.
books you're reading now. You're
Mm-hmm.
not reading about books of how to improve your squat. Dude, you know everything you need to know about a squat right now to get someone to fucking do what they need to do on a squat. Can you
Yes,
learn
sir.
more about a squat? Sure.
Sure.
But is it really necessary with what's going on right now?
No.
Probably what's more necessary is you learning different things about business structure, or learning different things about finances, because you know this is a weaker area
Mm-hmm.
opposed to something that you've been doing for 20 plus years of your life.
Yeah.
You know, so
Mm-hmm.
you visited the squatting topic at least over 15 years of your fitness journey.
For sure.
But something about business structure is new. Like
Yeah.
even in online coaching for us, like for both of us is relatively new. We've
Mm-hmm.
both been coaching for over 10 years, but I've been in online coaching seriously, I would say, what, 2 years?
Yeah.
So
I'm on
look
for
at
the
the
year. Yeah.
span from 2 years to 10 years of coaching. It's an
Mm-hmm.
8 year difference.
Oh, 100%.
That's a
Yeah. Way
lot of
different.
shit that I didn't learn in between those years. It's not like they came up together. They
Mm-hmm.
came up separately. I just implemented this thing truly like when I got here about 2 years ago. So you start looking at little things like that, and now I feel like literally from this day, at this very day, I'm looking at it like I think I'm kind of getting somewhere to where I want this thing to go. So now it excites me for the next 2 years, when I'm four
Yeah.
years into online coaching, when I'm 5 years into online coaching, when I'm 7 years into online coaching, what that structure will look like to me.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to plant the seed. Same thing with this podcast. We planted the seed to do the podcast. So what does this podcast look like if we're consistent at this thing for 2 to 3 years?
Mm-hmm. I mean, look at it. Look.
God knows what the
Yeah.
limits is.
Yeah. I mean, look at
We got
look.
microphones.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Exactly. Look at it.
Yeah.
Like I got a MacBook. I got microphones. I don't know.
Bigger than
Maybe
MacBook.
maybe headphones. Maybe we get like I'll
Bro.
get like a soundproof room. I don't fucking know.
Exactly. Right.
Oh, you
Because
never fucking
now,
know.
now, now the seed has been planted, and we created this structure to it. Allows this thing in our life that we find value in. So when you start to find value in it, you start to create your life to make sure that this thing stays in.
Yeah.
And then if you care about it, you want to find how you can continue to do it better.
Yeah, I think and I think that word like nails it in the head. Like value, I think people don't understand like the power of fucking value. Like everything has a value and it just matter of importance to you. Like if it brings you value and it brings you enjoyment, it has value.
Yeah.
But it also like if it brings you value in a negative sense, you got to be careful. Like value is so powerful. Like what value do you bring to the people around you? What value do you have for yourself? What value does this have? What value does that have? Like if you want to monetize everything, like everything has its own price. Its price is its value. I mean, like it's just
Period.
it's crazy. It's crazy. It's fun. It's scary, but like it's also like one of those things that as adults we have to do. But also it's one of those things where like I mean, if you want to be successful, you want to grow, you want to help other people, like you all have to do that shit. You have to think this way. I mean, like I just like who knew this conversation was gonna go this deep, and I fucking love it.
Word.
Like I fucking love it, and I think it's something that's motivating me to be more 100% into the business on myself. You know what I mean? And grow. And I mean, I just launched something myself. Like I just launched like a little offer that I
I
have.
saw that. I
Like
saw
yeah,
that. Yep.
So like I'm learning as I'm going. I'm asking the questions that I need to ask, and I'm trying to grow, like trying to go slow. And I'm trying to,
Yeah.
and it's one of those things where like you said, like, I mean, I didn't know I was going to be doing this within a year, and it's been a year already. I haven't celebrated it because I think like it's not something that I needed to celebrate because I'm enjoying it so much, and it's bringing me enjoyment. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, texting the people every week and seeing how they're doing, like I want to be able to bring them more. And how can I do that? Like I have to sacrifice some things I need to sacrifice, and everything has a sacrifice. And I think it's something that like I'm going to enjoy sacrificing, if that sounds
And
even right.
I think that's what helps me even justify like when I do price increases or things like that. It's like the justification is I know that my value has increased in
Hmm.
terms of maybe what I'm offering, what I know, how
Yeah.
fast it is for me to get certain results. It's like
Hmm.
I have the justification within myself to be like, okay,
Yeah.
the price increase makes sense because
Hmm.
people see the value, so they're gonna
Exactly.
understand the value when this happens.
Exactly.
And that's what I've been doing with the online coaching. Is just like I think I might have had two price increases since I started online coaching, if I can think. And then yeah, and now I even have an idea of what I probably want to do with that a little more moving forward. But it was just a matter of doing it and understanding the value of what I'm offering,
Mm.
and then figuring out how do I make this service better.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, this is how I can make this service better. And now let me increase the value here because now that's going to attract other people to come here. And ultimately, like literally, I created the service where I can help people even easier than I was
Yeah.
doing it before.
Yeah.
You
Which
know,
also,
like you just start learning it.
yeah, you just start learning and then you increase the speed. It was like I saw this video. Um, he asked this guy, be like, all right, like I'm gonna make you a logo, and it's gonna take me a day. It's gonna cost like $25,000. He's like, that's too much. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna do it for $1,000. It's gonna be worse, and it's gonna take me a year to do. Which one would you pick? You know what I mean? Like the one that's a short amount of time that's actually gonna give me the fucking advertisement that I need that costs a shit ton more money, that brings a shit ton more value, or you're gonna pay for something cheaper, you know what I mean? Take longer and not actually get the actual service that you intended to.
You actually end up
Right.
spending more money in the long run, which is the best
Exactly.
part.
Exactly.
Not in
So
this exact scenario saying, but
yeah,
in a lot of cases, like you do.
yeah,
Let's take like Fashion Nova for example, right? You know,
mhm,
Fashion Nova is a very popular thing that people order from,
yeah,
but the clothes is so shitty.
yeah.
So when you get this clothes in the mail, it doesn't really have a long lasting life.
Hmm.
So naturally, the model here is you have to keep buying,
Yeah,
and you actually end up spending a lot more money than maybe if you just spent a little extra $30 on this T-shirt
yeah. Well,
of this
that's what.
shirt that's not gonna ruin.
Yeah, well, that's like Viori's and like Lululemon's kind of thing,
Yeah,
where like they charge like a buttload for their shirts, but if you rip up the shirt, like they'll give you the other one for like I don't know if it's half off or it's free. Yeah, I mean like they give you a like the same quality shirt with like for almost nothing. I mean
yeah,
because like they offer like a lifetime service. I mean like maybe you're paying $100, but like now I don't have to buy like five $50 shirts or $25 shirts, which cost me a little bit more. And like if it breaks, I don't have to deal with shipping it off and stuff like that. So it's the ease of it. So yeah, its value increases, and it shouldn't be a punishment for its value to be high and actually giving you the service that you want. That's the problem where like people think like because like it's cheaper, you know what I mean? Like it's worth about the same as somebody else that's a little bit more expensive, but I'm gonna get you the results quicker. I'm gonna get you the results a little bit faster. Like why is my punishment the fact that you're kind of like categorizing me with this other thing?
yeah.
Saying like I shouldn't be punished for giving you the results in a quicker fashion and actually benefiting you better. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
and guess what? If it's just not the price point, then maybe you'll find somebody that has the price point that you need within. Maybe you'll get lucky and find an up and coming coach or
Yeah,
whatever the case is that has good value, but just hasn't established that value for themselves yet because they don't have the reputation to. Like
exactly.
we've been there, we've all been there, you
Yeah.
know. Whereas it's like you knew exactly what you were offering and what you were doing and how talented you were, but at the end of the day, it's like it's new, so you don't even really know how to price yourself, or you
Yeah.
didn't even build the clientele yet to really start looking for a demand,
Hmm.
you know. So maybe someone will run into a situation like that, but after a while, it's like when you when you do get to a certain point, it's like, and you know how well you do this thing, it's like you can't do that shit forever.
No.
You know,
No.
like your value is way greater than you're valuing it to be.
Yeah.
And that's not fair to your business at the end of the day. And then if you continue to operate that way, everybody who comes everybody who comes to your door, chances are they won't be fully aligned with the way that you want them to be aligned with, because you're
Yeah.
not valuing yourself the right way.
Well,
You're
yeah.
not even attracting what you want.
Yeah. Like I actually had certain clients leave recently, and like they were the type of people that like never did the workout, but like they just stuck with me because they appreciated the stuff that I did, the thought process that I had. But like when they left, I was like, well, they never did any of the shit. So like at the same time, it was like my like the way that it looks is like my product isn't doing that well. So like at the end of the day, like you can support me, but if you're not going to be able to do the things that I'm asking you to do, it's kind of hard. And I know
And
we
at
got
that point, it might not even be supporting. We're good.
it's not even
It
be
might not
supported.
even be supporting. It's just kind of like you're here for convenience.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like
And I
cool.
don't really want people. I want people here for convenience, but
Yeah,
convenience through value.
exactly. Exactly. And it just makes it like it's one of those things where like cool, like I honestly don't want to take your money if you're not going to actually provide or do the work. Like us as trainers, like you have to do the work, but at the same time, like we're here to help and assist you and give you knowledge that you need to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're not going to put in the work and you're just going to continue to be part of my fucking payroll, like I'm not going to say no. But at the same time, it's like one of those things where like it might be better if you leave and you find value
Exactly.
somewhere else. To be 100% honest, because I also don't. It's also it's a waste of my time. Not
Yeah.
put it harshly. It's a waste of my time if you're not going to value the stuff that I'm going to give you.
They become space fillers.
They become space fillers, and you want people that are dogs. You want people that are consistent, that consistently refer, that consistently they're just good. They're just good for the business, and they're good for you because they
And
help you.
we want that because that's what we created for ourselves.
Exactly.
Because the other end of it is there are businesses who create their models to achieve the people that you are speaking of.
Yeah.
But they're also dealing with masses. So
Yes.
when you start dealing with like a mass community, you're selling yourself more off of what you have that is convenient to someone,
Mhm.
opposed to smaller businesses or people that are more passionate about what they do. Is we want less that delivers more, to
Yeah.
where other people is like, we just want more and we don't really care if it delivers less, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like the Planet Fitness model.
Yeah. Basically.
Planet
Well.
Fit, like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like bodybuilding.com gives out like program like 6-8 week programs for fucking free. And I was talking to my friends, like, what do you do different? I was like, well, I'm gonna fucking edit, I'm gonna individualize, like I'm gonna fucking support, like it could be as cheap as they fucking want and as they want to be, but they don't put as much value of stuff that I'm gonna actually give these clientele that.
and it's gonna be basic stuff at the end
It's
of the
gonna be
day.
basic
That's
stuff.
why they
Yeah.
give it out for free. It's just
Yeah, it's
like, oh,
fucking three
dumbbell
by ten.
lateral raise,
Yeah,
like.
yeah, 3x10, 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 3x10. Cool. Like I
You think they're really gonna dedicate their time to put out these crazy fucking programs for free? Like, let's use our brains.
yeah, not at all.
Not a
Not
crazy
even,
program for free. Like, they're not doing that.
no, not even a little bit. Mm-mm. All right, bro. This is a good talk. Not even
Actually,
structured or anything.
yeah, like
Right.
we might need to do this more often.
Yeah, we might just like do this every once in a while, see where we're at mentally, and just like and just like shoot the shit. You know what I mean? Like this was a good talk.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I
As always,
appreciate you, man. You got me remotivated after
yeah,
after
bro.
after I kill this fucking fantasy draft. I come back all go mode in Simply Savage and go ahead and get this going.
And I'll actually be very excited to do like a follow up to see like what
Yeah,
things look like, maybe like 2 to 3 months, and then we put that
sure.
on the podcast, and just to kind of see, um, would actually be fun because we have it. We're our releasing schedule
Yeah.
to actually take this video and just loop it in with the follow up. That
Mm,
might actually be able to work. Something we can
yeah,
discuss.
that's a good idea. Yeah, well, we could talk about that. But I do like that and
Yeah.
just like see where our heads at. Be like, oh shit, like we did this. Like my condition is crazy. Like
Yeah.
I got this, mate. Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this would be like the coach's
Or like we
special.
can just do it back to back. We could just like put both on the same day or the same week.
Exactly.
I like
Exactly.
that. All right. All right,
All
bro.
right,
I
man.
think we
I'll
gotta go. I
see you
gotta
when you
eat.
get back.
Yeah. All right, bro. Like, share, subscribe, do all the nice things for us. We appreciate every single person.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I appreciate Terrence more today than I did yesterday. And good luck with everything that you're doing.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah. All right, guys. Okay. Am I this close to the mic or further away? I'm not sure. I don't know how to
Little
use the mic,
closer.
people.
Well, we will figure
Yeah,
this out.
that was
I
weird.
had
That
to
was
turn my
weird. I
mic up
did it.
before we
That was
started.
a pause moment. I'm never gonna do that. That was
Catch
one
you
and
guys
only.
next week.
Yeah. All right. All right, yeah.